Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show where we roast the ones we love just to see them burn. 4 comedians go head-to-head in a single elimination tournament presented by Happy Valley Comedy with Nerdy Blurb TV and coming to you live from the Hive Collaborative studio in Provo, Utah. This is Roast Royale. Introducing your hosts, Dennis High and Ryan Provstgaard.
Sup?
Welcome to Roast Royale, the roast battle comedy show between 4 different comedians in superhero theme. Let's give it up for them, guys.
Yeah.
As the monster truck voice announced, my name is Ryan.
I'm Dennis.
And you are here at the Hive Collaborative studio watching Roast Royale. Thank you guys so much for supporting local comedy. This is going to be a great time. Has anybody ever been to a comedy show before?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, sweet. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting us. Has anybody ever experienced a roast show before? Yeah?
We've all been to things.
More or less? Dennis, what is a roast? More or less.
It's basically like Thanksgiving dinner, just publicized.
Roasts are where you make fun of other people at their expense. We're going to be doing that here with characters such as Batman. Ever heard of him? No? Spiderman. Ever heard of he? We have Robin in the house, and we have Thor, and we're all going to put them up against each other. So it's a 3-round single elimination where our judges actually get to choose who moves on to the next round. And you as an audience, if you have a program with you, you can play along as well in our fantasy league. Be sure to scan the code when we tell you to, and you'll be able to make predictions and win prizes at the end of the night. That's pretty great, right? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I believe, from what I heard, they are giving away a Lamborghini. So, very important to participate.
So let's get into the rules. Let's tell you how the game is going to be played. Let's roll the video.
Roast Royale rules. 4 comedians go head-to-head in the single elimination tournament. Those who are funnier and more ruthless move up the tournament in a total of 3 rounds. Each round is allotted 5 rows for each comedian with room for responses to their opponents. Our panel of judges determine the winner by who delivers the most brutal and funny jokes. Comedians who move on receive 50 points and eliminate their opponent from the tournament. If any jokes are deemed too hot or off color by the majority of the judges, that contestant receives a burn. Burns give comedians negative 10 points, as well as lose the ability in the next round of advancing to only perform 4 roasts rather than the standard 5. The last comedian standing will be crowned the victor and will get the chance to roast our judges and hosts for up to 5 brutal minutes at the end of the tournament. Let's feel the burn.
Oh, 3 rounds, 5 jokes apiece. They're going to be making fun of each other many times. You're going to laugh. At least we hope so. So for those of you who have never been to a roast show before, Dennis and I are going to demonstrate that for you as we have prepared very hurtful things about each other.
But true.
But true. Hurtful but true things. So, Dennis, are you ready? 5 jokes apiece?
Yeah.
Let's get it on, bro.
Okay, well, my first roast is Ryan is a Sagittarius.
That it?
Like, that's all I gotta say, honestly.
Well, I don't want to point out the obvious. It's superhero night tonight, and Dennis clearly came as the Hulk.
Yeah, I did. Ryan is really short. I can say that because I'm also short.
I don't know if you know this about Dennis, but Dennis was adopted, and just like the founder of Wendy's, they both have been keeping the fast food industry in crazy business.
Ryan's family wanted to put him up for adoption, but they were rejected several times.
Dennis is a big fan of sports. He loves football. Big U of U fan. Big into fantasy football because his biggest fantasy is to chase a ball because he clearly can't do it in real life.
Well, Ryan's wife is the boss of him. So, that is true. She told me.
I don't want to talk about Dennis' weight anymore because it's such an easy target. Sorry, I meant a big target.
Ryan's really good at finishing sentences.
Dennis, like I said, is adopted, so that usually means that he is depressed and an alcoholic. He's neither of those. He is both of those. And his parents are dead.
Well, the mean ones are. Ryan has a happy family, and he's a really good father and provides for them. So, suck it.
That's more or less what we do here, roasting. Thank you guys for putting up with that. We got some much better comedians coming up to do that.
I'm not so sure.
But I want to explain exactly how you guys can participate on our fantasy league. Does everybody have a program available? It's the white piece of paper. Be sure to scan the code and fill out any of the information. And when we direct you, please be sure to do what is said on your sheet. So we're going to bring out. Sorry, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we want to bring out our comedians so that you can get to know them. Let's give a round of applause for Adam Broud.
Slow guy.
Hey. Hello. 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 Is this? Yeah, there, sort of. Cool. Awesome. How's everybody doing tonight? Are we so excited? Make some noise. Yeah, nice. That was a mix between a woo and a yawn. Keep that energy going. That's so good. She's still halfway clapping. Love the non-commitment. Cool. Good to be here. I'm excited to talk about this stuff. I'm Batman for the night, but the closest I've ever come to being a superhero was when I was a kid. I got bit on the butt by a brown recluse. Yeah, there's the brown recluse in the back, I assume, is what it was. No, I literally was excited at first because Spiderman was my favorite superhero. So I was like, oh, what does this mean, right? But I think it's good that I didn't develop superpowers because Spiderman, if you've seen the Tobey Maguire version, he gets bit on the wrist and he can shoot webs out of his wrist, whereas I got bit on a spot that would have led to more traditional web slinging is what I'm trying to say. It's mostly what it is. But yeah, it was very scary. I didn't even know I'd been bit by a spider because brown recluses, you can't feel it. It puts in like this neurotoxin venom that makes it so that you can't even feel what's going on, and then it deteriorates your skin. And for those of you who still don't understand, that is terrifying. It's terrifying to have to think about that. I didn't know until I was changing clothes for swim practice, and my brother and I shared a room, and he had to change clothes as well. And so I was switching my shorts, and suddenly behind me I hear him go, ah! And I go, what? And he goes, there's a hole in your butt. And I go, everybody's got a hole in their butt. And he, oh. What in the world is that? Was that you?
No.
Okay. Thanks, guys. None of this is staged. So anyway, what was I even talking about? Let's talk about having a second hole in my butt, right? Anyway, that kind of threw me off. I think the end of that joke is that second hole is for web slinging action, but I don't think we need to hear that. Let's move on. It's fun to have all these video cameras. Last time I was on video camera was probably for like a Zoom meeting, which those are the worst, but it makes it easier to nap during meetings at least. I think the weirdest thing that happened to me on a Zoom call was my boss pooped in front of me. He pooped in front of me. Oh, I was as silent as you guys were about it. This is perfect. He, and not just me, he was on a Zoom call with our entire marketing team. So he got halfway through a wipe before he realized what was going down, and then he switched off the camera, he turned off his microphone, and we just all froze in silence. And he had the audacity 5 minutes later to pop back on and be like, oh, what's going on, guys? What's new? And like that stuff. Well, I was so confused, I was so flabbergasted and so thrown off that when he jumped back on, the only thing I could think to say was, you're a front wiper, as if that was the most upsetting part about this situation. And I kind of feel like it was the most upset. The fact that I still have to pretend like I respect a guy who goes, instead of, like, it just can't. I just can't. Where's that audience cheer? I feel like I need that again. No, the fake one. Oh, there it is. My true fans, the NFTs. That's my main audience. Let's see. I'm excited for tonight because it's mostly like one-liners, and I like one-liners. So let's do a few one-liners real quick. I feel like if Hitler were alive today, he'd be very disappointed in the TV show The Amazing Race. Good start. That's solid. Let's go somewhere else. Sometimes as Americans, I think you're bad people. I just want to let you know. The rest, good people. You're bad people, and I love you for it. I think that's great. Sometimes I feel like Americans have gotten the names for certain sports wrong, right? Like soccer should obviously be football, right? And basketball should probably be handball, and surfing should be waterboarding, right? And if don't do that one, that's a terrible one. That's a horrible one. Sometimes I confuse those two, and I figured out a nice way to remember. So if you ever mix those two things up, surfing's the one where you're on a board in the water, and waterboarding is the one where you're in Afghanistan for 20 years. So that's the little thing. That's politics, baby. That's politics. Let's see. Let's get it. I wonder what Captain Hook did beforehand. Nice. Oh, also political. Why did that get a bigger than the waterboarding foreigners got? Okay, sure. Let's see. Yeah, let's try this one. This one's mostly for you two. I was talking to this kid, and I asked him, if you could wish for anything in the world, what would you wish for? And he said 1,000,000 wishes. So I let him know that's not quite how the Make-A-Wish Foundation works, right? Feel like I lost some of you on that one. That's okay. We also lost him, so it is... I told you it was for these two. It's good, right? All right, I'm going to keep coming back to you two. Thank you so much. I'm Adam Broud. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Adam Broud. Thank you so much. In front of you, on your phones, this is how you can choose who you think is going to win. If you think somebody's funny enough, you can choose who you think is going to be our overall champion in our fantasy league. Who else do we have coming up? Maybe the guy?
Spiderman does everything that a man can.
He's playing Spiderman tonight. Let's give it up for Quinn Johnson.
Oh, yes. You know, he didn't even have to introduce me. The moment I walked out here, you would have thought, Spider-Man, that's me. Anyone here a fan of Spider-Man? Yeah? Yeah? Well, that's good. I'm not a fan of Spider-Man, even though I'm playing him. Yeah. Sacrilegious. But I think I can embody the character better that way, you know, because he loathes himself. He's from New York. I'm not from New York, but we both love webs. Anyways, I'm going to move on to prepared jokes now, because that went so well. Anyways, a little bit about me, since I'm playing, you know, the good old web slinger. I used to deliver flowers, which is a lot of fun, right? Who likes flowers here? Yeah, my favorite place to deliver them was funerals. Yep, didn't realize that when I got the job. I've seen maybe 100 dead bodies. It happens. So some days I would go from a funeral to a wedding in the same day, and it was like circle of life. It was wonderful. Saw the whole thing. Anyways, one time I was delivering flowers to a funeral, and everyone handles grief differently. And I was at this funeral, giving the flowers to a family member, and I'm turning to walk away. I'm in a tank top, and he looks at me and says, "Hey, you want to come? You want to come to the funeral?" I went, "No, because I don't know anyone here dead or alive." And he was like, "Yeah, whatever. But I wish I had gone, because if I had gone, it would have been so much fun. Because I would have been in the back, in a tank top, just guessing which one of the family members was a pedophile. Because there's always one. And I'm like, one of them has, like, where's Waldo?" And then I would have demanded to give a eulogy. Like, just demanded to give a eulogy. Would have got up there, cracked open a zero sugar Mountain Dew, because I'm keto. And then I would have been like, okay, the only thing we should be mourning here today is that Donald Trump is no longer president. And then I would have stage dove into the casket, because I also would have done a double check if they were actually dead. So I think that's a great introduction for me. I think that gives you a lot to go on. You're like, this guy's great. He loves zero sugar Mountain Dew. He likes to watch his waistline. I'm into that. He also likes to open caskets. And yeah, so that's what's going to happen. Because I'm going to put someone in a casket tonight, right? Yeah. It's going to get crazy. Okay. Is that how long? Yeah, that's it. Come on. Give it up for me as Spider-Man.
Thanks. We'll give you some time to get into his costume when they come up here as characters. But before we bring up our next, she's freaking amazing. Who is it, Dennis? He's so on top of it.
It is. The next person coming up, and she's going to tell some jokes. She's playing Robin.
Let's give it up for Chyene Jackson.
Hello. I know what you're all thinking. I got this shirt on Amazon, and for $24, you too can look like a car wash. It's kind of nice. Oh, man. I am so excited to be here, you guys. I like looking into a crowd that's not made up of my mom. It's very nice. She is my biggest fan, and that's not saying much. It's probably why I'm playing Robin tonight, because I'm just self-aware of how pathetic I am. It's going to be great. Don't aw. This is a comedy club. The ha-has are what we like, okay? My mom is my biggest fan, and it's funny because she is unintentionally the funniest woman I have ever met. She has these two completely conflicting personalities. Personality number one is she just has the best darn spaghetti sauce on the whole block. And personality number two is that she will kill you to defend that title. She's the best thing that I can compare it to is she's like Martha Stewart, but in the prison years. All the creativity, none of the racial tolerance. No, she is fun. She always asks me, she's like, was I a good mom when you were growing up? Was I a good mom? And I'm just like, well, we grew up in a trailer park, so I'll give you like a 5 out of 10. She hates it when I say that. I did grow up in a trailer park, though, and it was nice, I guess. It's one of those trailer parks where it's like, I understand Eminem songs on a different level. Like, it's different for me. And there are pros and there are cons of growing up in a trailer park. The pros are basically that whatever you do when you move out, as long as you don't have a prison record, they are so proud of you. They are so proud of you, you guys. And then the worst part about it is that I actually wish I had the record. I feel like people would just respect me more. Like, I walk out, I'm just like, what? They're like, oh, that's the one. Don't talk to her. But I don't have that. I'm not intimidating in any way. I'm actually an accountant. Yeah, I'm glad that you cheered, because a lot of people look at me and they're just like, ooh, this doesn't seem right. I know that I'm very aware of how I look and that it doesn't really fit with the whole accountant thing. But you know what? I did that on purpose, okay? And there's a reason for it. And that reason is the better that you look to an employer, the better you also look as a babysitter. And I'm going to be completely honest. I don't want to be around your kids. I don't want to see your kids. I sure as sugar don't want to talk to your kids. I hate your kids. Please don't make me watch your kids. Except for yours. She's adorable. Oh, I looked right in her eyes. I just want to be right on that line where it's just like, yeah, I'll let you do my taxes, but little Timmy's not calling you Aunt Chyene anytime soon. Thank you so much, you guys.
Give it up for Chyene while she gets
Hey,
ready
Ryan.
in her costume.
Ryan, if there was a Jeopardy category that was like, where did Chyene grow up? Everyone would guess trailer park. So,
Good one, Dennis.
yeah. I wrote it over there. Well, we got one more guest.
We got one more guest. He's going to be Thor tonight.
He's near and dear to my heart. He makes it so I can afford a 2-car garage because he splits the bill with me. I hope he loses tonight. Give it up for Tanner Rahlf.
What intense music for such a slow walkout. I feel like I should have come out like, yeah, what's up? Brother! I feel like we're about to watch some kind of football game. Who Dey, go Bengals tomorrow. I grew up in Ohio, so one supporter. That's about right. Yeah, there we go. Joe Burrow. It's my guy. Yeah, people say bulls hate the color red, but maybe they just hate Spaniards. I want to lose weight so I can learn what I hate about myself. I've got a beard, and people want to know what's the hardest part about having a beard. Well, it's every time you eat soup, you end up eating soup twice. A lot of this is tomato basil. What's the best part about having a beard? Every time you eat soup, you get to eat soup twice. A lot of this is tomato basil. Do y'all ever watch My 600-Pound Life just for the recipes? Like, yeah, chocolate cake does sound like a great way to start the day. I saw an episode where she put chocolate cake in her cereal, and I was like, I want to try that. And then I did. And I tell you what, that's why everyone in that show is depressed. That's not how you start the day right, but it's fun. Do you think robots ever get high and then worry that life is not a simulation? What if this is all random and like chaotic? I don't know, man. My name's Tanner Rahlf. I'm a millennial. As Dennis told you, I can't afford a house. That's the most millennial part about me is when I'm watching the news and they talk about a crack house eviction, and my first thought is, oh, man, they had a house. And I immediately call my realtor, which is really just a dream. But I just call my realtor and was like, hey, man, is it on the market? And he's like, yeah, but not in your range. I'm like, dang it. I like that one because it's a little too real for some people in the audience. Like, I'd love a crack house. I dream of having a crack house. Means I have a house. That's fun. I'm playing Fat Thor tonight. Yeah. Wasn't that great for us fat fellas when we were watching Avengers and you saw him gain weight and you're like, we got one. Finally something I can cosplay as. And then I saw this skinny white woman cosplay as Thor, Fat Thor, and I was like, no. That's my thing. You can't do that. This is my birthday. That's all for me. I'm playing Fat Thor tonight. Thor, of course, having the famous villains such as Loki, Hela, Gore the God Butcher, and then Noob Master 69. I think he's going to get him one of these days. Thor being the god of thunder, which means when he's on Earth, he doesn't really visit Utah that much because we don't hear the thunder that much. But you got to check him out in the Midwest because it's just the storms are crazy over there, probably from all the White Castle that he's eating. I grew up in Ohio. I live here in Utah mainly as an advocate for Waffle House. I just want to get one over here. Waffle House is the greatest place on earth. For those in Utah who don't know what Waffle House is, it's essentially the Beto's of IHOP. Like if you want good Americana breakfast and something to happen, Waffle House is your place. Something happens every night. I once went to a Waffle House and saw this girl slap her boyfriend and then drunkenly walk out of the building, get into her car, and hit 3 other cars on the way out. And that was just one experience at Waffle House. And none of the cars were mine, so we were all good. Thank you guys very much.
Very nice, very nice. How about those guys? How about them? We're going to give them time to get in their costumes so they can go head to head, and we're going to explain to you how you guys can play along in our fantasy league. What is fantasy sports? What is a fantasy league, Dennis?
You guys know those people who are like, well, yeah, in high school, man, I played quarterback, and if coach had put me in, guaranteed state champs. Well, they get a chance to relive their life by playing fantasy football. Basically, a bunch of nerds were like, how can we get jocks to stop beating us up? And they created this game where the jocks play that, and they're like, I'm not a nerd, I play fantasy football. So that's kind of what happens. And so they just pick players. They're like, that guy's going to do good this night. They check the weather. They check who's hurt. It takes a lot of work. I know. I'm in like 7 leagues. And then they just hope that they win.
Yeah, so you, instead of explaining what it is, you got a full rundown history of it. So thank you for telling us how. Do you want to explain Bitcoin as well?
Well, what happened
Please
is
stop now.
You had a bunch of jocks.
Please stop. We're going to explain to you guys how you can play in our fantasy league, Roast Royale. If you scan the label on your program, you can predict who you think's going to win tonight. Be sure to sign in. Let's tell you how to play and roll the video.
Roast Royale Fantasy League. From the comfort of your seat, you can fill out your own bracket and predict comedians you think will go far in the tournament. When directed by our hosts, you will choose who you think will win in each round as well as an overall champion. For every correct prediction made, you as the audience are awarded 50 points. At the end of all 3 rounds, your points are tallied up to determine an audience first, second, and third prize winners. In the event of a tie, the tiebreaker is awarded with the person who submitted their picks the fastest. Be the one to roast the competition in Roast Royale's Fantasy League.
That's how you play Fantasy League. Are you guys excited? Are you stoked? We're gonna have a first, second, and third prize winner out of you guys here tonight. There might be winners from our contestants tonight, but you guys are the real winners. We have prizes for any
Ryan,
of you.
Why did you ask me to explain it if we had a video about it?
I didn't think you could.
We keep saying roast, and I'm hungry.
So be sure to scan your program right now. We're going to give you a minute time to choose who you think is going to be an overall winner, and you can choose a team, and you guys can win points based on your predictions. Let's give you that time now. All right, if you have your picks in now, we're going to bring in our judges. They're going to be the ones to tell us who they think is going to be moving in to the next round. Judges, come on out and take your seats. Let's clap for them. Let's clap for them. There we go. Our judges tonight are going to be judging our head-to-head contestants. They're going to be the ones telling who's going to be moving on to the next round. Let's introduce you to them. What is your name, sir?
Hi, my name is Danny. I'm 8 years old, and I really like superheroes because they're cooler than my mom's dumb boyfriend Eric. And because like Spider-Man can shoot webs and crawl on walls, and Thor can like shoot lightning, but Eric mostly just talks about cryptocurrency and drives around in his dumb Subaru Outback. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you. Give it up for the 8-year-old. Dennis, who do you got over here?
I have one of the top executives of Disney. Do you want to introduce yourself?
My name's Drew. This character uses my real name. I think superheroes suck, so they invited me here to see if I would change my mind. I hate all superhero movies. That's gone pretty well for me, except when Black Panther came out. I stood alone with racist.
Company man.
Leave it up to Disney to make everybody laugh and cry at the same time. And who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Amber, and I love superhero movies because the guys are just always so hot. Like, their abs, oh my gosh, they're so cute. And I spend most of my time on TikTok looking at Tom Holland edits and Andrew Garfield edits and Chris Evans edits. And yeah, I'm just like really excited. I know like a lot about superheroes too.
Regular expert on Tom Holland abs.
She's really smart.
So we have the best judges for you guys here tonight. Do you guys want to meet your actual characters tonight? Yeah. Let's give it up. Let's give it up for our first guy coming in. It's Batman himself.
Batman! Definitely not a Black Panther mask in the slightest. Definitely Batman.
Okay, and fighting Batman, we had to bring in the best, because Batman's a tough competitor. Let's give it up for Spiderman!
Hey. Sorry, the subway took a while. Right?
How do you look so homeless? You can literally spin a home out of your wrists. This is crazy to me.
You know, New York's in a bad spot. You know what I mean? Right? You've all been.
Before you guys go at it, I just want to remind everybody, these guys have 5 jokes, 5 roasts to go at each other, back and forth, and afterwards, they hug each other, because we all love each other here. So, without any further ado, Batman and Spider-Man.
I was only just informed about the hug, but can't wait to spread Batvid. Okay. Spider-Man's uncle, Uncle Ben, he passed away. And Spider-Man, he blames himself. So I actually want to start off taking this moment to let you know, Spider-Man, that we don't blame you. No one here blames you, Spider-Man, right? We all blame that Peter Parker. That's who we blame. That's him.
Batman, you look like a gargoyle who was told both his parents died.
They did die.
It was an accurate joke.
Okay. Did you just do, was that me? Did you just do me? That's fun.
Yeah.
This is a fun fact. You can look this up. Michael Jackson once tried to purchase the rights of Spider-Man. This is true. It didn't go through. He ended up backing out. I assume because he found out that Spider-Man's still a teenager. So what did...
It's true. I was going to write a roast for Batman, but instead I watched Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. I'm gonna say that name again. Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. It's a classic. No.
Good.
Hey.
Once again, not many people know this, but Peter's parents actually died in a plane crash. It's true, which is really unfortunate when you consider that Peter was actually originally bitten by a radioactive pilot. So there you go.
Batman teaches us the valuable lesson that billionaires can be good people. That was a topical joke about the wealth and income inequality in America. You know,
I heard you pulled your punches in fights, but you pull them during roast battles too, and I appreciate it. That's great. Spider-Man, your theme song sucks. It's terrible. So I wrote you a new one, a completely original one.
Go for it.
It goes, na 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 na. Spider-Man, that's it.
Wow. It's actually pretty good. They call Batman the Caped Crusader. I have a new nickname for you. The Caped Idiot. That one took me 3 weeks to write.
Keep pulling those punches. Appreciate it. Spider-Man and I, we just get each other, you know? My parents are dead. His parents are dead. I'm basically a furry. He's basically a furry. I spent years honing my skills through the studies of martial arts, and he had a spider help him get through puberty. Basically the same person.
Thank you. Batman, you look like if Edgar Allan Poe was an astronaut.
I'm sad we're not in that timeline.
Yeah, it will be in 2024.
All right.
Multiverse.
All right. I'm going to hug you tighter than the first Robin. You ready for this?
I didn't know that was the end.
That was the end. That's 5.
Yeah!
All right, take a seat over here on the bench. Here, you two. Well, both different benches. Sorry, your own benches. Thank you, guys. How was that? Yeah, I didn't think it was that good either. Very delayed. So, you as an audience get to choose who you think our judges are going to move on to the next round. We're going to ask the judges to lock in their votes right now. And Dennis, how do you feel like that went?
I don't know. It was a pretty epic matchup. Spider-Boy versus Leather Daddy. Might as well call Batman 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Black Panther?
No, this is totally Batman.
It's totally Batman. Totally Batman. So, this is not his son's costume. Everyone, our judges have now put in their votes. Let's go to them and see who they think should move on to the next round. 8-year-old boy.
Hi, I'm Danny. I'm 8 years old. So Batman has a rule. I don't know did you know that Batman has this rule where he doesn't kill? And I think that was pretty obvious tonight. But watching Spider-Man was like when I was watching Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, and he turns invisible. So I'm gonna have to give that one to Batman.
That's one for Batman. Did anybody else agree with that? I don't know about that. Amber.
Yes, okay, I have a lot of thoughts because, first off, I don't know what Spider-Man you're going for. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, none of them. You look like a child who's going trick-or-treating and their mom made them put on a jacket because it's too cold. And
This decision doesn't come down to costuming.
also, your vibe just was off. You know? There was not a Spider-Man vibe. Batman. While you make me very depressed because you're Batman and you're definitely not the hottest superhero. Like Superman's way hotter, right? Yeah. You did make me laugh a little. So I'm going to have to go with Batman.
Whoa.
I don't know.
This is a nail biter. I wonder who's going to win.
What do you
Disney.
think, Drew?
This is a tough one because this Spider-Man looks like he's from the rendition where Uncle Ben killed himself to get away. And Adam, he looks a lot more like a guy who would shoot up a Batman premiere than an actual Batman. So, it's tough. But yeah, I guess my very important vote, I'll go with Batman.
I guess Batman's gonna win.
Batman for the win. I gotta be honest. I didn't think I'd see that coming because you don't look like Batman. You look like Black Panther.
We all appropriate every now and again.
Let's give it up for these guys. They can go back. Batman moves on to the next round. Let's introduce you guys to the next couple that we have coming up here. These are personally my two favorites. At least one of them is big enough to be two, and then the other one is just a sidekick. Give it up for Thor
and Robin. Also, I thought Robin was going to come out that door, but you know Robin does what he wants. So give it up for Robin. I was right.
Here we go. Let's give it up for these guys. Now let's remind you guys, 5 jokes apiece. Keep it clean. Keep it above the belt, even though we can't see Thor's anymore. And a hug afterwards, or a fist bump. There's still a pandemic, I think. Roll it.
All right, you want
me to go first?
Me first, you first? You go for it.
All right.
Just feel so bad.
Robin is known by many names, such as Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, and Jason Todd, but I always refer to him as the dispensable twink.
Wow, how fitting. Okay. Thor, like many people whose dads have done everything for them, is absolutely worthless unless he can pick up a hammer.
Very good. And I'm good at picking up a hammer. Robin is the leader of the Teen Titans. You're basically that guy in high school who walks around bragging about being captain of the JV team.
Please don't get any closer to me. I'm terrified of falling into your belly button.
Well, the point of Robin, according to Batman, is to be an eye-catching distraction. That's the Superboy's power, is being super attractive. Being gay isn't a superpower, but the writers sure did try.
Wow, good one, God of Thunder Thighs.
Robin's family was part of the Flying Graysons. They were actually supposed to be part of the Greatest Showman, but just like his parents, they didn't find him catchy enough.
I know you're supposed to be an Avenger, but at this point, what are you avenging? The loss of your belt?
Robin's best friend is Kid Flash, but looking at you, I'm assuming it's turning into Hot Flash.
Oh, man. Okay. You know, I'm surprised you didn't make jokes about Batman, because I was going to throw it in your face that at least my partner stuck around. Even though you're a god, you couldn't hang on to a white girl who was real into physics?
Very good. Is that 5? I've got one more. All right, fine. In 1988, DC put it up to a fan vote whether to keep Robin or to kill him, and it was a unanimous kill him.
Maybe unlike you, I just knew when to quit while I was ahead.
Give it up for these guys.
Very good.
Very nice. Very nice. Thor, let's give that. There you go. There it is. Okay. We're going to give the time to the judges to lock in votes. Contestants, you can have a seat while we do that. And Dennis, how do you feel like that went?
I don't know if you know this, but I can relate to Thor a little bit. Pandemic was hard on us.
A little bit? Or a lot of it? It's a lot of it. We're going to give the time to our judges, but we're also going to give you guys the time to choose who you think's going to win out of this. Let's give you guys a 1-minute timer on your own fantasy app or on your phones to choose who you think's going to win. That timer is kind of long, isn't it? Seven seconds left. If you haven't made a vote yet, do it now.
More time than Robin had in the good Batman movies.
Okay, so now that our judges and our audience has locked in their votes, judges, tell us what you think.
Well, I really liked both of you facing off, and I wasn't expecting Wobbin to do that good because he's known as the boy wonder because people are like, boy, wonder if he'll do anything. But he did. It was really good. But also Thor, you were pretty funny. You do remind me a little bit of my mom's dumb boyfriend Eric, though. And Wobbin kind of looks. He kind of dressed like me a little bit. I kind of want to be Wobbin when I grow up. So I like Wobbin a little bit more. My vote goes to Wobbin.
Give it up for Robin.
I don't know who Wobbin is, but Robin did really good.
That's Wobbin.
Okay, Drew, how did you think it went?
It's tough because this version of Thor looks like a dirty hippie who knows way too much about Bitcoin. And this version of Robin looks like they gave up on fighting crime and Weight Watchers. So it's tough. I'm going to go with Thor.
Ooh. Close.
Very close.
I've
Unlike
also
the
given
last
up on
one.
Weight Watchers.
Amber.
Alrighty, so Thor, I get it. We all went through the pandemic too. I feel what you're going through emotionally, mentally, even a little physically, but I was expecting abs, and I'm a little disappointed that there was none tonight. Robin, your outfit is fabulous. I love it so much, and I am deciding to choose Robin.
Oh! Robin for the win. Give it up for that, Thor. Give it up for Robin, who's moving on to the next round. Thank you, guys. The loser's room is in the other department over there. Thank you, guys. How about that? Did you guys expect that? No, of course not.
Yeah, these judges don't know anything. It's like we just got random people off the street.
So for you guys to lock in you guys' next vote, we have to see who wins in our final matchup. Who was that again? Who won in our first one?
Wobbin and Batman.
Wobbin and Batman. Who would have thought that would have been the case? Let's bring Batman back onto the stage.
Give it up for Leather Daddy.
All right. I'm on the right side. Good.
And then we ought to bring out Wobbin, right? Yeah. Come on out, Wobbin.
Hello.
Nice.
Again.
I will say I've been attracted to every Robin, but this one probably the most. This is good.
Would you like to start or?
I don't know. Who starts? Who starts?
All right, Kay, I didn't even write anything down. I'm just so emotionally damaged that I think I'm just going to go for it. For some reason today, you look much hotter in that outfit than you ever have. Is there something different about your costume?
Is it the Black Panther? Is that what this is about?
Oh my gosh, that might be it!
Okay. A lot of people know that Robin's nickname is Boy Wonder. A lot of people don't know that it's short for Boy, I Wonder How You're Such a Garbage Superhero.
You know, we met because we shared a common thing where our parents both died tragically, and at least mine didn't do it on purpose. Like, yours seemed to just walk down that alley with you, and they were like, if we're going out, we're all going, and it was just so sad that you weren't a part of it.
Let's do a similar joke. Robin's family died in a tragic trapeze accident. Tragic because it left me with the burden that I had to take care of him afterwards. His family dying and him surviving was the worst thing a circus has ever done to me. And just as a reminder, my arch nemesis is a clown.
He's the richest man in the entire U.S. and still, for some reason, pays me less than minimum wage.
I'm not, you don't know how much, I'm just Batman, not Bruce Wayne. Anyway, Robin is great for me because our abilities just complement each other so much. I'm a multi-billionaire crime-fighting ninja, and he's a flexible boy.
At least I'm funny.
I can't wait for you to prove it.
Oh, now I have to think of a joke.
Was that the comeback? All right. Was that it? You want to keep going?
No, I want to keep going.
Go ahead.
Oh, man. Oh, this is the most upsetting thing that you've done this week, except for get on Tinder again.
No swipes. No swipes. Robin has a pretty cool superpower. Robin's best superpower is pretending he's clearly not gay.
I'm not pretending.
Good.
Okay, Batman has damaged me emotionally, physically, and mentally, and that's just because we were friends, not because we killed people.
I don't kill. What are you doing on your time off?
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
I wasn't supposed to say that. We've never killed people.
I want to point out, a lot of people talk crap about Robin. A lot of people say that he's just some sort of terrible sidekick. And I just want to take a moment to point out he is much more useless than that. And that's 5. That's 5, I believe it. That's it. Great.
Give it up for these guys one more time. Batman and Robin. How did that go, Dennis?
You know,
That was a fire.
Batman and Robin remind me of another weird couple we've seen in the past. Michael Jackson and Macaulay Culkin. Same vibes.
Same vibes. And they both made videos together. Don't search them, but there is music videos that they have done together. That's a fun fact.
But don't search them.
But don't. Please don't. Let's give our judges the time to lock in their votes, who they think is going to go on to be our Roast Royale champion tonight. Just want to say thank you guys so much for coming out here tonight. Let's give it up for the Hive Collaborative Studio. Amazing place. And you guys get the opportunity to win prizes tonight, as you guys can now lock in your votes in the Fantasy League who you think is going to be our champion. Let's give you a 1-minute timer on your phones. Choose who you think is going to win.
I am both options.
who is option 1 is Batman, and option 2 is Robin.
Robin's the sidekick, so.
It's a long timer. It's like Mortal Kombat music. 20 seconds on the clock. If you haven't decided who you think's going to win yet, do it now. Everybody's probably chosen, but we just have to wait for the timer to go away. Let's... Thank you guys for locking in your votes. Let's turn to the judges. Let's start over here with Disney. What do they think?
What do you think, Drew?
Hearing Robin make a joke about Black Panther being hot made me realize that this is the first rendition of Robin that black men would find attractive. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it to Batman. I really like the jokes there.
I don't know what he's talking about. We just talked about Michael Jackson, Macaulay Culkin.
All right, Mr. 8-year-old.
It looks like Batman's gonna need to find another replacement for Robin because this one got killed. And I'm hoping that it can be me. I can run really fast. Watch.
You are his type.
Look at him go.
I pick Batman.
Batman again. That can only mean one thing, but what does Amber have to say about it?
I have a lot to say. Unfortunately, this was really hard for me because neither Robin or Batman are attractive, and the least attractive duo in all of superhero history. And I watched WandaVision. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to go with Batman.
Unanimous.
Really scientific.
Our winner tonight is Batman. Go ahead and take a victory lap or something.
As soon as I was announced, I heard some people go, "Aw," in the audience. And I want you to know I'll carry that depressive feel with me for the rest of my life. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Robin as well. She or he did amazing. We're going to give the floor to Batman to roast everybody here tonight. Up to 5 minutes. You don't have to do 5 minutes. But you can roast whoever you feel. The audience, the judges, and then we'll announce who won the Fantasy League in the audience.
Oh.
Go for it.
Oh, this is great. This is great because I prepared for this. This is excellent. I mostly wanted... Is Fat Thor in the back?
Fat Thor, are you here?
You summon the god of thunder.
Oh, thunder with each step is what's happening right now. Fat Thor. I wanted to do a few Fat Thor jokes, and if you've got any Batman jokes in return, I'm more than willing to take them. I just want to say I made a New Year's resolution to get a body like Thor. And now after seeing him tonight, I think that's actually pretty possible.
Yeah, it's a very achievable. I am the American dream. You are the American hero. And what I mean by that is that you have all the money and all the resources to solve the infrastructure, but instead you choose to beat up the mentally ill.
All right, Fat Thor. Fat Thor is so fat. Sorry, how fat? There we go. Love that. We're gonna try that again. Fat Thor. Fat Thor is so fat. Fat Thor is so fat that when he takes his shirt off, millennial women tell him, "Way to be body positive." Yeah, there it is.
That's right. Bert Kreischer wishes he was me.
There's so much there, and yet the nipples are so much smaller than I anticipated.
I hear that on a lot of dates, trust me. Batman, you've gone through several suit changes through film and TV, but your nipple suit was so bad that even George Clooney couldn't make it good.
Thor's arch nemesis is actually a giant serpent who is destined to eat Thor when he consumes the world. And in fact, some suspect Thor got fat so the serpent couldn't swallow him. Truly putting to test that old adage, my anaconda don't want none now that Thor's got buns, hun.
I'm getting fat for your salvation. That's what it is. The original series, your 1967 TV series, was produced by Hugh Hefner. That's true.
That's cool.
Which explains why every scene is so horribly acted and feels seconds away from a funky bass riff.
Fat Thor is so fat. Fat Thor is so fat that for a second I thought he was Tanner Rahlf.
I almost passed out from laughing on that one. Catwoman. Catwoman originally wore a full mascot-style cat mask when Batman was first introduced to Catwoman, and I feel like all the other iterations of Catwoman is just Batman trying to convince everyone he's totally not a furry.
That's good.
Okay, Batman.
Thor's brother Loki couldn't be here tonight on account of him being dead. And Thor, he blames himself for his brother's death. But I want to take a moment right now and let you know, no one here blames you, Thor, for your brother's death. We all blame Peter Parker for that one too. I don't know why, but I blame that guy.
We'll have to go find him. Batman, you have more allies than any other superhero character, and that's because you have no superpowers. You're essentially the water boy telling everyone else, go get him!
And with that, I want a big old fatty hug. Can I get
Very
that?
comfortable. That's good, man. That's good.
Cool. Give it up for our winner, Batman, one more time. Let's bring everybody back out here on the stage so that we can close out the night and announce our winners for tonight. Again, give it up for the Hive Collaborative. Give it up for our judges here tonight. Our host, Dennis.
Our host, Ryan.
And all of our comedians. Thank you guys for coming out here tonight. Going to announce the winners. First, second, and third prize of the Fantasy League. We only have your emails. Forgot to put in the names. We have third place.
Sexy Batman lover.
Jay Hessla, 95, third place. Give it up for third place. Second place.
Believing in me the third month.
Second place, we have Kenneth Agel. What? And first place goes to Peterson J38. Woo!
Yeah!
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out. That's Roast Royale. We'll see you next time.